What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? It's your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is the show that is going to help you grow your business, your bank account, your mindset, your abundance, your relationships, and everything in between. There's so much crap swirling around the interwebs when you open any of the apps and you're someone who's starting a business, growing a business, scaling your business. I don't care how long you've been in business. I've been an entrepreneur 16 years and it overwhelms the hell out of me. Like I have to scroll past this stuff because you could spend 3 minutes online and even in your inbox and go, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Where do I even start? I'm so behind. This person's telling you to do this strategy. This person's telling you to stop doing this. This person's telling you to start doing this. And then you can get in this state of like, just fuck it, like paralysis. This isn't worth it. I don't even know where to do and then what to do and then put it off. And I know that's exactly what's happening with you guys. And then you start judging yourself and things aren't working how they once were working. And you just want someone who you feel safe with, who you trust, who has the receipts. Just tell me what the fuck to do and maybe give me some different options and then hold me accountable and be there to support me. And then I'll do it. And if you're one of those people, this episode, without a doubt, this is going to bring you in heavy, heavy cash for the rest of 2023. So 2023 is half over, which is wild. And you have a choice to make. You can either stay exactly where you're at right now, which no judgment on my part. That's fine. As long as you're not complaining about it. Or you can go, you know what? We're going to regroup. We're going to refocus. And I'm going to make 2023 my most profitable baller year yet. And we're here to help you get there. So I've brought on my brand director, and it's 1111, by the way. Of course it is. And she is someone who's not only like a dear friend to me and a support system, but we are like creative geniuses together. Like we're whack, but it's whack in all the right ways. And we just get each other. And I call her my chief glitter officer. And we decided that we were tired of everybody, which happens. I don't know, Sam, what would you say? Samantha Parker, everyone, by the way. She's like, we've decided we're tired of everyone, which I would say, I think it's like once every 45 to 60 days we feel this way.
That's probably pretty accurate. It feels like a pretty good cycle because you can see all the stuff online and all the bullshit advice and you're like, whatever. And then eventually you're like, what the hell is going on? Which is like why you started ProjectME.
Exactly. Like I didn't have to start this business, but I also did. Like I knew I wanted a podcast, but I was so fucking tired of seeing all these fantasy marketers, people selling these false promises. Like just make a self-paced course and like you can go off with your like hot Instagram husband and travel the world and you're going to make all this money in 30 days or you're going to go viral just by doing these 3 things. And it's not true. And then it's a setup for failure because then you go and try to do those things or you follow that course or you buy that program and it doesn't work. And then you're like, well, maybe it's me.
That's like really how it feels. And especially as like a social media person myself, like I have to help people and coach them through social media like all the freaking time. And I create so much content. And one of the hardest things is that if you look at reels right now, all you're seeing is people telling you how to grow your reels. And I haven't seen one accurate piece of information. And it's kind of frustrating because I'm like, well, is that the content I should be creating to get popular online? But it would be a total fantasy marketing lie.
Yeah. And it's not happening. And whenever, you know, what's great about us being tired of people and all this shit is that's where we come up with our best ideas. That's kind of a trick in your industry. What you're annoyed with, what you're sick of seeing, what is so basic, what's so repetitive, what's like old news, what's only telling part of the story. That's the hole in your market. If I see one more fucking video that is edited by someone in the Philippines where the text pops on the screen and each like word is highlighted and then they like put in some like cheesy stock footage and everyone now is hiring these same type of people to do these videos. They're terrible.
They are. And I don't know why people are like thinking that's what you need. I think because it looks like, I'm going to air quote here, professional. I think that's why people think they need it. You know, it's like, think back to when you first started YouTube. I remember watching your first YouTube videos and you were like full makeup, full lighting,
dying,
glam. And I was like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah. You know? And I didn't. And I hired Brendan Bouchard's video guy. And I mean, it's not his fault. I'm the one who like basically directed it. And I wanted videos like those people, right? Those people who were like top in the coaching world, because that's what I thought I needed to do in order to be successful, was kind of not copy them, but emulate that style. But that's not, and I think we all know, like, that's not who I am. And it didn't work. I didn't make $1. In fact, what have we noticed actually works? When we are like ugly, messy.
No, that's not what I call it. I call it ratchet. When you're like your ratchet self, like think to like your most ratchetness, like me just being my total self. I'm a little crazy. I love to have fun, but it's just like me, however I want to look and how I'm feeling. Like that's how you need to be showing up online. And there's a lot of voice memos where I'm like, Tiffany, could you make this a little more ratchet?
Well, I even recorded a video for you for TikTok. So like if you've been, what did I even just say? You've guys been, listen, you don't even have to speak proper English to make millions of dollars. That's just a full disclaimer here. You may have found me from TikTok. We have a lot of new listeners, so shout out to you guys. Now, I think it's worth the time here to share the story of how this happened. These are the receipts. I was tired of Instagram. Sam's been tired of Instagram for a long time. Listen, we love Instagram. It makes us a lot of money. Like, we're not hating on it. But like, it was old news. We're tired of the people on there, the content. I didn't feel, and I get what you're saying now. Like, you used to say to me, I don't know if you remember this, at the mastermind we did at the beach here in like last June. And you said, the people on TikTok, like, just get me. They understand me. Like, Instagram people don't get me. And I didn't really understand what you meant. And now I fucking do. But I was resistant as to TikToks. I was like, I don't have it in me to do any more content. And at a certain point, we were like, there has to be a way where we can embrace the talk, but without it being like more time and energy for me, where it feels fun. Because if it doesn't feel fun and easy, you're not going to do it, and it's not going to work because it's an all-in play. So why don't you share with them like what went down? How did I blow the fuck up on TikTok? What was it, in 6 weeks?
Yeah, it wasn't 6 weeks. And I like did a little recap. I made like a case study of everything I did in your account.
Oh, really?
I did. Yeah.
This sounds so professional.
I know. I don't have it up with me, but I can go through a lot of that because I was like, well, what did I do so that I can emulate it for other clients? And then too, like people were like, was that a fluke? Like, and I'm like, no, it wasn't a fucking fluke. It was very strategical. And I spent a lot of time being like, how can we make this happen? And yes, your video that went mega viral, it's almost at 3 million views. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. It's an awesome video. So like we have to give that credit, right? There's credit where credit's
due. And I'm in it. So
yeah, you're in the video and you're in the ocean and it's like that perfect like glow, sunset glow, you know? So the video is great, but your videos don't have to be that great because you have other videos where you're just like walking around in workout clothes.
Oh, there's one that's like popping, and not just popping, because we're not just about the views. Okay, that's vanity metrics. You know what we're about? We're about the cash metrics, people. That's what we really teach. Now, if you get a hit where you combine the visibility plus the conversion, that's what we're after, because that's where you're making like $10,000 a day. And I'm not exaggerating here. I mean, there's one video of me that I'm horrified, and I know you know which one it is. It's like, I think it's at like, it could be at like 27,000. When I say it is me at my absolute worst, I think this was like during the heat of the pandemic, where I was eating my way and drinking my way through the pandemic. And I waxed my own eyebrows, and you guys know what I look like. Like, my eyebrows are my entire face, and they are totally fucked up and crooked. I can't even believe I even did that video in the first place. And I'm like super puffy. I look terrible, and no one cares.
They don't. I'm telling you. It's because we really want to relate to people and we're kind of overlooking at that super polished Instagram grid. And so it's a really cool way to like connect with people. And that's why I fucking love TikTok. But I know what happened with your video and what changed. So I took it over like and it took about 6 weeks and then it just like blew up. And it's still doing really, really well too, you guys. That's what I love about TikTok is like the longevity of a video is insane. But what I did is I worked really hard on getting you categorized. And that's a thing that everyone needs to remember on TikTok is like you need to be categorized. And it's not that hard. It just takes like literally like a few weeks of you using keywords, the same keywords over and over. Like I type them on the screen and I hide them. I write them in the caption. I use them in your hashtags and like it's all over. And then as soon as you got categorized, I noticed your video started to pick up. And so if you're throwing up different topics all the time on TikTok, it gets confused. But you're also, you guys, sitting at one of the biggest opportunities ever. TikTok wants your content to be seen and they like do such a good job of pushing it out. And the content is so easy to make. Like there's no cover photo, like it's not all this additional work. Do you know what I mean? There's no long captions. It's like really simple.
What freaks people out though is any of my content that they see, people applying for our brand new mastermind. I truly think this is our best program that we've ever put together. It's the Abundance League Mastermind. It's 4 months with us, where each month is broken up strategically in exactly what you need to do in order to scale your business to multiple 6 and 7 figures. And as long as you have a business, like you're making some money, you're welcome in there. I know a lot of people like see my stuff or they see Sam's stuff and they're like, oh my God, I'm only 3,000 a month regularly or 5,000 a month. And I probably, to be in a mastermind, I'm sure I have to be at the coveted 10 grand a month or 30. No, you don't. Because we have people who have done really well in our masterminds, who are in network marketing, who are in real estate, or who are physicians. Like you make money somewhere else. You're not really new to business. You're not new to your actual expertise. You just don't know exactly how to monetize it online. So you're not trading your time for money all the time. And when you do trade your time for money, which you should, it's going to be a lot of money, which that's a whole nother rant. If I hear one more person going, oh, passive income only, and you don't want to have to trade your time for money anymore. I'm sorry, but like every major speaker you see, fucking Beyonce, I mean, the tops of the tops, they trade their time for money. It's just a lot more money.
Yeah, and they're working their asses off.
Yeah, it's like, so if you're not excited to trade your time for money, you're either not charging enough money or you don't have enough income streams going on, which is something we teach inside the Abundance League. You don't have enough income streams like supporting you where you go, you know what? Like I need 3 weeks off. I need 3 weeks just like to rest and be with my family and like talk to aliens and like get my shit together. And you don't have enough to where you feel like basically like controlled by it. I think that's really what it is. Because you want to fly me somewhere and pay me to speak on a stage for $10,000? Yes, please. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't understand why that's such a thing. So anyway, we take you through all of it. The information where you see the layout of every month, like this is not some rah, you're just gonna be in the cool girls club. Like we're not about that. We're fucking weird. We only want people who are weird. We attract like trauma survivors, people who talk to spirit guides, people who don't feel like they fit in. Like we want a whole mix of people. And that's why we do it by application only. Like you'll see everything on the page and that you can swipe up and see it in the show notes or go to projectmewithtiffany.com/abundance league, where you'll know exactly what you're going to walk away with and who it's a great fit for. But I want you to know how clear it is. Like what we teach you is rinse and repeat. Like you want to go viral. You want more visibility in your business. You want to get more sales. You want your content converting. You want your sales pages done in a way that you know exactly what to put on there that feels good and genuine to you, that attracts the right kind of people, that repels the people that you don't want to work with. We're showing you all the things. But there's going to be a lot of you that still go chase that $97 course, or you go chase some shiny object because someone like makes it sound, I don't know, more seductive. And I can't do anything about that. You might do that anyway. That might be part of your journey where you have to waste more money before you go, okay, I'm going to work with the people who have the receipts, the real deal. I mean, I know you've signed up for stuff. I have too, where I'm like, holy shit. I did a $25,000 mastermind. And and it's like, that's, by the way, a common price. And that's not what we're charging. Just so you know, our pre-launch special pricing on this. And for sure, we're never doing it like ever, like in red, ever doing it this low again. Like you can get in with a payment plan for as low as $24.22 a month for 4 months. Like it's under $9,000 at this price for 4 months with me, with Samantha, with my ProjectME dream team, and 2 days with us in person. That's valued at $10,000 by itself at my brand new beach house, where we're teaching you, and Sam is going to teach you, like literally with your phone, how to make these videos, how to make content that gets that visibility, that gets all that free press. How much money do you think this 2.9 million and counting views on TikTok on that video? How much money do you think that would cost in advertising dollars if we paid?
Well, let's see. You just ran Facebook ads.
Right. I can tell you that I did not get, okay, that's true. For Selling with Soul, like my 3 days to make bank portion, I used ads, which is also something we'll be talking about and teaching you guys how to do if you want to do it now or later in the mastermind. How much did I spend?
Yeah, but I think like that kind of millions of views.
I don't know. Let's say 13 or 15,000. I don't remember, which is a good thing I don't remember because that means I made money. Oh God, I didn't get 2.9 million views cumulatively.
No, that's what I think you'd be looking at, like 500,000 in Facebook ad spend, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I agree. And my other company, we run ads for major brands where, just so you know, a lot of these brands that you see, and this is stuff like we're not like calling out other people online, like to give shade. I just want you guys to know, like these, so to speak, big names online where they're like, every launch I do is like 3 million, 5 million, $7 million launch. You know how much their ad spend is a month? A lot of them are $250,000 in ads.
No, it's more than that, Tiffany. I know someone who runs ads for a big name who I will not drop. And I think she said they were spending like $100,000 a day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. That's even more than like, I mean, I have some very large cosmeceutical, basically the 2 largest skincare lines, consumer skincare lines in the world are my clients. They don't even spend that. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you're spending 100,000 and you're making like 3,000 or whatever, 10,000.
Right. You know? And don't think they're spending 100,000 and they're making 300. They're probably spending 100 and maybe making 115. You know what I'm saying?
But that's generous.
You're right. And it's like, now I give them credit. That's big. You're gambling with big balls there, but you don't need to do that. You don't need to even do ads at all. I am confident in what we teach you, that without any ads, what we teach you and you rinse and repeat, I can't make you show up. We can hold you accountable. I feel very confident, $300,000 to $325,000 a year for sure.
Yeah, no, it's
being conservative. I think that's fair.
Well, because we're going to teach you how to show up in a way that feels really, really good to you. And you know what I'm most excited about is a lot of people will teach you like, oh, here's how to like generate views or something stupid, clickbait. But you start with like the profit first. And that's one thing I'm super passionate about is I'm like, well, how are you making money? And then you work backwards. Like you put out your content around that and you have sales funnels where it's easy for people to buy from you. You know what you're launching and you're like, oh my God, my business finally makes sense. And then it makes sense to your like ideal clients and customers.
Hiring people. And we're just kind of like giving you some straight up shit here that no one is telling you because maybe they don't want to come across like they're being rude or have people come for them. But I don't really care because you listen to this in order to get straight up real advice. And so you don't end up falling for things or spending money on things that aren't going to get you anywhere. a lot of these people teaching you stuff like, oh, how to go viral on here, or how to get to $10,000 months as a coach by doing this. They haven't done this for years and years and years. Our cumulative experience, but just between Sam and I, not including anyone else in our team, oh my God, is like crazy. I mean, if I'm 16 years as an entrepreneur, you've been an entrepreneur for a long fucking time too. What is it? Like, like 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we have like 24 plus years between the two of us. And it's just working in multiple types of businesses, accountants, skincare professionals. We have a hair extension client, permanent makeup, permanent jewelry, social media creators, influencers. I mean, what else am I missing? There's so many.
I work with a large brick and mortar mall even.
Oh, that's right. Exactly. And we love a cafe. We love a coffee. We love a coffee vibe. I mean, it doesn't matter. I always use the example. I still have the same tire client, and I still have the same, it's like a fancy gas station car wash client.
What? That's fun.
It's fun too. And it's like, you could think it's boring, but it's not boring because we make it fun. That's like the cool part of it. And when you make it fun, especially when you're in a field like that, you're going to get so much visibility on your business that you don't have to pay for, as long as you have the profits in mind first. So I want to talk about the accidental entrepreneur, these people that are all over the interweb saying, learn how as a life coach. I make $10,000 in my sleep. There's the fantasy marketing component, but you've been around actually a lot longer than me in the online coaching space. Tell the people what the deal is so they know not to fall for it, and from your own mistakes, because you and I have both been scammed before.
I know. I was like, both hands are up over here, guys. It's actually what almost drove me completely offline. And you know what saved me was I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, no, that's not real. That's not real life that they're painting. There's nothing wrong with me. And it all came down to self-worth, right? I was like, look in the mirror and I'm like, you're a badass bitch boss. We don't have to rub our pussies to make all this money. There are programs out there literally like that
right now where it's get wet and they're like touching themselves, like, get wet and magnetized by joining my pussy program. I was like, what the fuck?
It's very actually like cult-like thinking if you start comparing it like directly to different cults. And I live in Southern Utah, so I can compare it to like the FLDS.
So you're very cult adjacent.
I'm very aware of the cult behaviors, and I've got good friends who like got out of that polygamy and like, basically. And it's very, very similar. And I think sometimes we're really longing for someone to tell us what to do. And here comes some girl and she's like sexy and like all the things that maybe we secretly want to feel inside. And she's like, if you just do this, she'll make money. And I'm like, what? I guarantee that who's like some of the richest like people ever. Like is it Sarah Blakely, like Spanx? Like she.
Sure. Sarah Blake. Like, yeah. Do we see her? We don't even see her running around, right? Like we don't.
Yeah, she's not running around like giving herself wet massages and manifesting money from it. Like, come on. I've listened to tons of like her live broadcasts, and she's just like, I hustled, I showed up.
The lady who owns this new beach house, this luxury beach house that I'm renting, it started as a Chinese immigrant from zero. And her business is 50 to 60 million a year. And she's not doing this. Okay. You guys, she's not doing the like seductive NLP talking to get these big business deals from Burger King and UPS and these major chains. I don't get speaking engagements because I speak in a way that's like, I'm telling you just to embody and magnetize. And, you just gotta like, I'm going to show you how to quantum leap your bank account. No one would pay me. Maybe people would ask me to speak for free, but no one would pay me to speak about that. You know why? Because you can have fun with that stuff. I'm not saying it's not like, if it makes you feel good, that's fine. But you've got to have a proven, profitable business strategy to make real cash in your business, period.
Absolutely. Like you have a strategy and then you also have to have the mindset, right? So we're not saying that this stuff's all totally off the table, but like you have to get right with your mindset. And a lot of your mindset is you just have to show the fuck up. I think that's like all mindset boils down to is show up, know that you're worthy to be here. And when shit comes up, get through it and rinse and repeat. Don't bury yourself in a hole.
That's why what we've done so uniquely in this program, and no one else is doing this in a mastermind, is we've combined the strategy with the money mindset, with the abundance mindset. And so you've got both and you get the in-person event. And right now, like I said, this is under $9,000, which is a tax deduction for your business because you're working with high level, well-known business strategists, marketing strategists, content creation strategists. So you get that on top of it, and you don't have to be an accountant to know that. And you get it for 4 months. Plus, you get 2-day live event with us in person in Los Angeles. That alone, I would charge $10,000 for.
Okay, let's talk about the 2-day live event because I feel like you just really
I know, I kind of like, and that is the best part, really.
You're just blowing by it.
Okay, you talk about it.
It's just so much fun. I feel like I leave there, like I just get to come in and be kind of like a guest expert. But I feel like I leave there with some of like my best friends. All of the ladies are still collaborating. One of the last ladies from your mastermind flew out and used the photographer from your mastermind. And like I went and had dinner with them. And I feel like I still have like all this continued like amazing support and friendships. And that is so big to feel supported or physically, like you can give people hugs and you know that they're there for you. That's amazing. It's not just, you're not just watching pre-recorded videos or anything like that. Like you actually like get to connect with people and learn from them. And there's something so powerful. Sometimes it'll just click in and like you'll really, really take off. A lot of things clicked for me at that mastermind. Remember I was having my house selling meltdown?
Oh, that's right. And then when we were doing a really powerful exercise, didn't like your house close, like the sale closed or something?
It closed right after we got home. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, people have their big ideas here because we create a container for that. That's what we're famous for. So my lead ProjectME coach, Emmy, is also going to be there. And there's something magical when we combine the right people who've fine-tuned and work well together, create a safe space where we come up with outlandish ideas and we pull it out of you. That's where they get their multi-million-dollar ideas, book titles, their podcasts get launched. I mean, Chill Glitter came out of one of the masterminds, one of your businesses.
I know. I love my Chill Glitter. I love it. It was really fun to like just try a products brand and like see how it went. And I learned so much from it.
So you just need to, you know what you need to do. Stop fucking around. Now, I do want to talk about, so you know that you're not alone in this, because I know there's a lot of shame and we can beat ourselves up where you've joined things, masterminds, high ticket programs, hired a coach, and it wasn't what they said it was going to be, or you got like some motivation and you got to like hear some cool like guest speakers, but no one actually told you like step by step what to do, what to focus on. Here's how this works, rinse and repeat for years and years and years to come. But you thought you were going to get that because that's how they market it to you. So you sign up, but then you never really get that.
I've had that happen so many times and I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands and I've whined to you about it because it was presented so well. And then I got inside the program and I asked the right questions. I'm smart. And I'm like, okay, I want to make sure that they're at the level that I'm at. I want to make sure they're making this much money. I want to make sure they have, and they're like, yes, everyone is just like you. And then I'm on this call for 2 hours where they're convincing someone to start a business. And I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, that's not this mastermind. So if you have to already have a business, but I used to be like, okay, you have to be making a certain amount, like my higher level mastermind. Yes. Like you do have to be making a certain amount of money, but for this, you do have to be generating sales, whether it's in this business or another business of yours, but it's more about what you have to offer. You're clear about what it is you do and how you want to bring in more money, but like, you're not getting that many people signing up for your programs or offers. Like you're kind of stuck at a certain point. It's not growing past that point. There's more to be made and there's more people to serve and you could get more visibility, but you're trying all the stuff and nothing's really working. That's why I would say this is a good fit for.
It's really for people that want that abundance, right? And true abundance, not just the word and like the energy, like the actual, like you want to make that life-changing cash. And I know I'm going to learn a lot too myself going through it.
Because I'm going to peel back the curtain. And we've not done this. We've done it a little bit. We're pulling back the curtain on the millionaire content formula, like where our content makes literally millions of dollars, not just for us. I'm talking all of our clients. A lot of these people online will talk about, they go like they have a fluke that goes viral. They don't really know how, or they got an Instagram right in the beginning or TikTok right in the beginning and they like shook their ass, or they did like thirst trap videos and they have all these followers. And so now I met a lot of these people in Tulum. I met Autumn. I met Sun. I met a lot of Jasmines. And
I was Jasmine like, with a Y?
Yeah, I did ask. That became hysterical. I did meet a Sedona. She was lovely though. But literally, there was Rains with 2 N's. I was like, oh, that's creative. Rain with 2 N's. There was someone who had a symbol for their name. Remember when Prince did that? Didn't Prince change his name to a symbol, or was that Kanye? I don't remember.
I don't think like Kanye.
But their name was a symbol. And I was like, so how do I refer to you as
you energetically symbol? Like look into
exactly you transfer. Yeah, it's a vibe.
It's like, an energy transfer.
I'm telling you, if I did stand up, the amount of content in Tulum is like amazing. And you know what? And it's expensive there. This is not like other places in Mexico. Like this shit's expensive. Like the food that you get there, like a smoothie bowl is the same as it is in LA, like same price. It's just shaman bless there. That's the only difference, right? I'm like, absolutely. Everything is infused with dirt there. But these people, all of them, they're like, oh, I teach people how to grow their yoga practice online. I teach people how to start on TikTok. That's what all of them were doing. And I was like, so what? And I wasn't throwing shade. I was like, oh, okay. Tell me a little bit about your like strategy or your technique or your methodology. There is no methodology. They don't know because they've only done it for themselves. We actually do this over and over again for many, many years, 24 years combined. Like we know exactly there is a strategy and a formula, but there's also where you have to leave room for creative inspiration and intuition as well.
Yeah. And it's not super complicated. That's what I think everyone needs to understand is it's not complicated and it gets to be really easy, but you have to set it up.
Yeah, we like to tell ourselves that. I do that too. I did that with TikTok. I was like, oh God, this is going to be so hard. I do that with anything new. I was the person who didn't want a smartphone. I was like, no, I don't want people to be able to like track me down. I'm like going to stick with my BlackBerry. That was
me too. That was me.
Know that.
I didn't want the new iPhone because it was going to take my button away. So I used the old iPhone.
Do not take the button and like the thumbprint thing because like then what am I gonna I like it. I don't have to look. It's there.
Oh, I also won't use Face ID.
Oh my God. Yeah. So like we're all naturally resistant to new things. What our job is what you're paying for, to be blunt, is for it to be simplified and straightforward. So you're not doing and spending all this time, energy on money on trial and error. I mean, think of how many hours of time you've already spent on content, on coming up with offers and putting the offers out and not getting as much in return as you want. Like, and then you can't get that time back. You're just wasting so much. So this is 4 months for a reason. It's not just like from my ass. It's 4 months because that's what I felt confident when Samantha felt confident that as long as you show up and follow it, you're going to absolutely have results from those 4 months, unless you are dead set and self-sabotaging. And guess what? There's people that do that. They don't want it to work. And those are not our people. If you have some people get stuck in that story of, oh, I've paid for this. I've paid for this. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. Samantha, you told me to post this video and you told me to create all these videos for you and nothing's working and nothing's working. Well, if you keep focusing on the fact that nothing is working, why would anything work?
I just had to have this pep talk with 4 people yesterday. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I should record a video and send it to the rest of my clients because views were low last week coming off of that Memorial Weekend holiday. And I was like, well, yeah, like I personally was drunk on the river. So like, I don't know what you got, you know what I mean? And then they were like, oh yeah. And I'm like, look, you still had sales, you still had stuff coming in. You're just, stuck in the vanity metrics. And I think vanity metrics is the first thing everyone goes to when they want to self-sabotage.
And by the way, some of my highest cash generating, most of it really, my highest cash generating content, and this isn't just social media content, podcasts, emails, we teach all of this, are the lowest in vanity metrics. And then, right, which is the goal, it's literally 3% of the time you get a home run, which was that 2.9 million and growing video, right? That's like a home run. And we have a couple other home runs where you got the vanity plus the conversion. But you don't have to hit that for you. I was making millions of dollars before that ever happened. And then people are like, oh, I don't want to have to do TikTok. I don't want to have to go on video. I kind of don't buy it. I'm kind of calling you guys out. If you knew for absolute certainty that if you recorded, let's say one 2-minute video every single day, and you were very clear on what to talk about, and you had a format on what to say so you didn't feel stupid, and you understood, what to actually do, and you knew without a doubt in a rather short period of time, even if let's just say it was 2 years, that you were going to be at $350,000 to $650,000 a year in 2 years from doing that. Would you still be resistant and refusing to go on video?
Right. That's like very well put. And you just get better as you go along too. You get so much better. I started out going live on, it was like Be Real. Was it no, it wasn't Be Real. What the hell was it? And you could like give people hearts. It was like an app that like
I never
tanked.
Oh, I never did it.
It tanked when Facebook Live came out. And did I feel stupid on Facebook Live? Of course I did. Did I get better as I went? Absolutely.
When you invested, and I obviously won't say the name of the mastermind, but when you invested in that mastermind, I think it was like last year, and it was not what it said it was. It was just amazing marketing. And did you have the thought of, I'm never buying anything again? Like, what was your thought process on that? Because it can be frustrating when, none of us want to waste money, but when you're in that stage where you're having to be very intentional with your money, and it's like, God, I just spent like 25,000, 15,000, and you don't get an ROI on it, can be scary to then triple down, quadruple down, and invest again and trust again.
Dude, you have to think of every failed business. Like, you don't fucking think that Amazon's failed. You don't think Trump has failed. Oh my God. Think of like anyone you look up to who's successful. Like, how many times have they failed? In fact, that's all that life is. Like, you're failing the first time you ride a bike. You're failing. Like, I still do stupid shit in life. I'm like, well, that was dumb. But I'm like, oh, what did I learn about it? And I feel really confident going into situations now because I know I'm like, oh, what did I learn about it? And it's, of course, I'm going to keep moving forward because my why and like my goal in life is so much bigger than that one thing didn't work out, and you can like that one video flopped or that one mastermind wasn't what I wanted it to be, because there is things that work and you just keep trying.
And the way to guarantee you won't get to where you want to go is to quit.
Exactly.
It's like you gotta keep going. I mean, if we go back to the Sarah Blakely thing, I think what I read, she went to 100 different manufacturers and all of them were saying no to her.
Well, and she used to stand in department stores. Her story's wild. She would literally stand in department stores and just talk to anyone who would walk by and be like, these are my Spanx, these are my Spanx. Like, she was hustling them herself.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, there's lots of no's. Like my coach and my friend Cara Allo, 9-time best-selling author, She had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of books already sold, self-published, when she wanted to like experiment with the publishing route. And she got told no by like a lot of publishers. And this is someone who actually already had like proof and an audience and still got told no. And then she finally got told yes. And by the way, made almost, this is public. I'm not like sharing.
Yes, I've seen it. Her self-published.
Right. And barely made any money. In fact, technically lost money once she went with the traditional publishing route. So in a sense, like the universe, right, was kind of trying to tell her, no, keep going how you're going, girl. Don't do it this way. Don't do it this way. But sometimes we have to do it that way in order to get rerouted and go, okay, like you have to own your part. I own my part on things, people I've hired, things I've bought. It's like I allowed myself to get sold. I didn't sit there and go, no, this person feels safe to me. These people feel good in my body and my nervous system. And I'm going to go with this and trust it.
You really just have to trust that like what you're being called to is what you're meant to go through at the end of the day. And plus, I think we're a lot of fun too.
Well, that's the thing. If you're not having fun, then you might as well go and get a jobby job. Seriously, because being an entrepreneur, you're crazy to do it. And it's just not an easy ride. It's more so like mentally, it's not easy. Like Sam and I have like regular meltdowns. If you saw me yesterday, I was contemplating my death. And I say that like jokingly, but also kind of not.
Well, when we got on this podcast, she's like, yesterday I contemplated my death and I started just belly laughing because it's just like the ebbs and flows of life, right? You're like, I'm done with all of this. And then you're like, wow, that was amazing. Look at all this cool shit I just did, you know?
What are some things that people need to hear about getting more people to sign up for their programs and buy their courses and get more clients? Like this world of marketing, sales, digital marketing, online, offline stuff, this is always changing and always moving. I mean, now we have AI involved, right? Now we're going to have robots taking over the world. It's like things are always moving and changing, which can feel very overwhelming. But that's also why I myself make sure I'm always plugged in to having coaches as well, like people on my team and people who I pay who are also keeping track of those trends and watching those things so that I don't waste my time doing some strategy over here that maybe worked 2 years ago that's not working now. And there's a big shift that's gone on. Stuff that worked 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, is not working now.
It absolutely is not working. But you know what's really cool though is like I stay on top of it to like the best that I can, to the best of my ability. And I'm constantly talking to Tiffany about it too. I'm like, hey, that's not working. That is working. This is working. That's not working. And we evolve our strategies as we go along. And so what's cool is you guys will come in and you'll learn exactly what's working like right now and have the support to move forward with it. But I always teach everyone too, like especially my social media clients. I'm like, hey, guess what? That's not working right now. Guess what we're doing? We're moving and we're shifting. And they're like, oh, okay. It's really easy. It's like part of your flow in your life.
And it's okay. Like I was I had some resentment because right now to launch things where you have, where you're looking for multiple people, it's not like one-on-one service based, one-on-one clients, one-off speaking gigs, things like that, where, it's like this mastermind, we're taking a maximum of 20 people to ensure that you get, customized and personalized attention for like semi-private coaching. And then you're getting one-offs when we are like one-offs in-person coaching with us when you're with us live. Like people pay me literally to do even these content containers, $25,000 to even get 3 hours with me. And you guys are getting this for under $9,000 right now. And the only reason I keep saying the price is because this doesn't exist out there. I at our level, these people are charging $100,000, like wild shit for masterminds, which by the way, that is not what I teach. You do not need to charge crazy egregious prices in order to help a lot of people and make a lot of money. But our pre-launch sale ends on June 20th. So your application has to be in by that day for you to get the $3,000 off. And then the price will go up from there. But read the page, swipe up, The link's right in the show notes. If you're not listening to this on a traditional app, go to projectmewithtiffany.com/Abundance League. It's also in Sam's bio on TikTok and Instagram, and my bio on TikTok and Instagram, which are also in the show notes. What are your handles so that they know, so they can follow you?
On Instagram, I'm the Samantha Parker, and on TikTok, I'm Chill Glitter.
Of course, they're like two different, and they can be. And I know you guys ask questions like that. Do they have to be the same? Do they have to be different? Like all these things, we tell you what's up. But I want to make sure we leave you with this nugget because it's really important, because I know how many of you are at the point where you're like getting really discouraged, because I hear it all the time. Like, oh my God, I put this out there. Only 3 people bought. I put this out there. No one's even signing up for my free masterclass. So why would they even buy from me? The amount of time that you need to talk and share passionately and show up and be of service to the people for them to be exposed to your offer has, I would say, it's doubled. So my launches used to be like 2 to 3 weeks long.
No, you could do like 5 days, remember?
You're right. I did used to do 5 days and I would be full. And now we even moved the start date, in full disclosure, of this mastermind out 1 week. We started the last week of June in order to give us even an additional week of time so that enough people hear and sink in about the program in order for it to fill up. So 6 weeks even. That's not abnormal.
No, so you guys don't give up on your dream just because you don't get those immediate results. That's one thing you cannot do. You can't just put something out and expect like immediate results. We're not, overnight delivery. You got to keep talking about it and like sharing with people. And, if you're passionate about it, like keep fucking doing it.
And we got to make it so it's fun for you and it feels simple to you. That's part of why it feels heavy and draining. And I'm always on my phone. And this is how we're obsessed with coming up with cool, creative, fun ideas for content. I have a whole section in my notes app just for subject lines of emails, and I delight in it. And I get ideas from like watching Housewives. I get ideas from like eavesdropping on people's conversations when I'm at a cafe, which is like one of my favorite hobbies. Like I get ideas from going to TJ Maxx. Like I delight in it. It has to be fun, and it gets to be fun. And the more fun you have, the more money you make, because you show up with the energy like you guys are experiencing from us today. And we're going to, that's infused in everything we do. Like people literally, our testimonials from our mastermind that's the most fun I've literally had like in years.
Yeah, I've talked to one of the mastermind ladies recently, and she's like, okay, I don't mean this rude, but I didn't expect you guys to be like that. And I was like, be like what? And she's like, you were just so real. And she's like, it was so fun. She's like, I don't know why, but I was not expecting it to be like that.
That's like the best compliment and I understand that, because you and I have met a lot of people in person who we had a lot of respect for and admired. I mean, I've met someone pretty fucking big recently who I still adore, but is not what you think they are online. And it's like, wow. I mean, I still have mad respect for them, but it's like, they're not the same person. We're exactly the same people. And that's what we want for you. You don't have to be a performance. That's exhausting. You don't need to wear a costume. Like, in fact, the opposite, you have to be ratchet. That's the key takeaway. Be ratchet.
Build your ratchet businesses. Make millions.
Actually, that could be a really good title of a program for you.
Let's make that the next program.
That's hysterical. Be ratchet.
Business.
Build your ratchet business. Oh my God. It sounds counterintuitive, but like the more ratchet I am, the more money I make. And thank God this is like a natural occurrence for me. Well, thanks for coming on, Sam, and sharing the wisdom, the straight up sauce, and any final words about what you got to say about the people who need to apply for the mastermind and like get on with it so that 2023, like let's do the damn thing.
Well, you have to find the support, right? Like there's no point in you just like trying to do the same things over and over again. And I even need support. It's like I can't just sit here in my office and talk to my wall. You need people who that can like show you the way and do the thing. And you really don't have to like be super upset about your business. You can like really grow it in a fun way that feels good, because I spent way too long like feeling miserable about it. And that's not how it's supposed to be.
No, it's not. All right. Love you. See you guys in the applications. Go to projectmewithtiffany.com/Abundance League or swipe up. And then you can go follow Sam and myself on TikTok and Instagram. All of that will be inside of the show notes. And vibe it out, but take some kind of damn action. If you want big baller cash, a big baller move is required. And I invite you to take that move with us because we've got you. Love you guys.
Bye.